Hey, Cancer. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I'm going to be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, and abundance reading for the month of May 2020. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are staying healthy to the best, the best that you can. For the readings this month, I'm going to be using my white tarot deck. I will clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite tarot deck. And to close out your reading, Cancer, I will pull a numerology guidance card. So let's go ahead and get right to it. If this is your first time catching one of my videos, I do invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month. And I would love to share your money message with you. Also, as I shuffle the cards, you may notice that cards will literally fly out of the deck. Sometimes cards will flip over or they'll kind of work their way out. Those are the cards that I choose to read. I do read jumper cards because I believe that those cards are communicating something specific. And that has always been my style. So let's go ahead and get right to it, Cancer. What do we need to know for the sign of Cancer as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance? For the month of May 2020, what do we need to know for the sign of Cancer? All right, Cancer. You're ready for a change. I can see that. You are ready for something to be different. You don't know what, but you just want something different, Cancer. Especially as we move into the month of May, you are just ready for a big change. And you're willing to do the work to make that change happen. All right. So we have the Seven of Swords here, reverse. Four Wands upright, Page of Wands reverse, Hierophant upright, Hermit reverse, Fool reverse. Now when I see the Seven of Swords here, this tells me that something was removed from you without, like you didn't have any control over it. Something was taken away. Something was like removed from your life rather abruptly. And you're really feeling that as we move into that first week of May. Now, this is not necessarily something that you could control, but at the same time, you're feeling it. You're feeling it at the heart level. You're feeling it at the spiritual level. And so because of that, you are feeling like you're ready for a change. You do want something different. You do want to go in a different direction. You want to feel something different. You want to connect with different people and different energies. And I can feel that really strongly for you as we move into the first week of May, Cancer. Now, the interesting thing here is we have this Four of Wands. Now, this is a card about stability. This is a card about foundations. This is also the marriage card. This is something that comes together in a way that is pretty solid, something that is pretty reliable, and something that is pretty stable. So even though things are kind of coming out of your life in a way that you cannot control, or you have no, things that you didn't dictate, things that you didn't agree to, I have to tell you that it's creating a much more solid foundation for you in the long term, even though it's not feeling like that right now. Now, how does this relate to your money? It relates to your financial energies because you're going to have to trust that when something goes away, it only means that you're making room for something better to take its place. And I know that may sound cliche, but when it comes to money, wealth, finance, prosperity, and abundance, you have to hold space for that. And you have to trust that you are going to get all of everything back and more, as long as that's what you are expecting, and that's what you're believing, and that's what you are working towards. So even though things are kind of, I don't want to say rocky, but they're just a little uneven. maybe a little disjointed. It has nothing to do with, you not doing what you're supposed to do. But it has everything to do with your attitude. It has everything to do with how you're feeling. And it has everything to do with making sure your mind and your heart and your actions are all in alignment with that. And I know that kind of seems like I went in a whole new directions, but that's truly the download I'm getting as I'm looking at your cards, Cancer. Now, the other thing is we have the Page of Wands here. This is a message of some type of a delay. Now, sometimes when things take longer than they're supposed to, it usually works out for our advantage, or for our higher good. So I'm going to need you to trust that when you get messages of things being delayed, just know that it's going to be for your benefit. Okay. We also have the Hierophant in the upright position. This is all about some type of a religious authority, or maybe just an authority in general. There is something that is something that you're working with, or something that you're connected to that is supporting you. Okay, you need to trust that. You need to know that you do have support. You do have people believing in you. There are resources for you if you need them. All you have to do is, ask for the help, research, go to the office, make the phone call, whatever it is, because there is support and there is something out there that will help you, get the things you need, and do the things that you are trying to do. Now we have the Hermit and the Fool both in reverse. Like I said, this is the card that's telling me loud and clear that you're ready for things to change. You really want something different. You may or may not know exactly what that is, but you are feeling this overwhelming feeling like something has to change. Something has to be different, especially as it relates to your money and to your work. You're ready to kind of take a chance. You're ready to make the first move, and you will. You will make the first move. You will make the effort. You will take the first step. Now, the interesting thing about the Fool is, even though you have no hesitation about going in a new direction, there is something that's holding you back. Again, I don't know if this is something where it's internal to where you don't feel like you can do something, or there's something preventing you from doing it, something external. I don't know. You know what? Let's pull some more cards, Cancer, because I do feel like you are ready for a move, you are ready for a change, but something's holding you back. Let's see what the cards say. Something emotional. What do we need to know for the sign of Cancer as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance? For the month of May 2020, what do we need to know for the sign of Cancer? Yeah. All right, Knight of Cups. When I see this card, this is sometimes an emotional block of some sort. Now, you have to be careful with this because, remember, money is a very emotional thing. So sometimes when we have emotional beliefs, we have emotional attachments, it can affect our ability to attract, to make money, or how we think about money. So that might be something that you need to examine, and you need to be very, very careful with how you're thinking about money, or how you're allowing your feelings to influence areas in relation to money in your life. Now, we also have Three of Pentacles here. The Three of Pentacles is a card about you being recognized for your work. I think this is a very positive card because people know you, they know what you do, they know what you're capable of. They know that you have experience, skills, talent as it relates to work or to some other professional area. And so people are taking notice. So don't think that you can't get clients, customers, and whatever, because people do see and they do know you for the good that you do. I also see the Eight of Cups here. The Eight of Cups says that you're making a voluntary decision to walk away from something. This could be a job, it could be a relationship, but you're really kind of ready to move on. And I think that just kind of reaffirms what we talked about of the things that are going on in this first week of May, where you're just ready for a change. I think by the time we move into that second week of May, Cancer, you are ready to take those first steps in making the change, happen, and making that change possible. Whether that be walking away from a job or a relationship, or just walking away from something that's just not working, something that's bringing you dissatisfaction, something that you've been tolerating and you're choosing not to tolerate it anymore. This is definitely going to free up your energy so you can bring in more money and more opportunities your way. We also have the Four of Pentacles here. Now, the Four of Pentacles is all about you being very, very cautious about your money, your budgeting, your spending, your investing. You know, you're just being very, very careful, and I think that's a very smart thing to do, especially right now. You know, so just continue to be diligent in how you're spending your money. And also, too, I think for you, Cancer, at this time, it's a good idea not to spend or invest unnecessarily. If you don't have to spend money right now, don't. That's what I'm getting from this card here, loud and clear. Only spend on the necessities. Don't do anything extra if you can avoid it. And really just be very, very meticulous. Be very, very cautious about how you're spending, especially throughout the month of May. Finally, I see the Chariot here in reverse. Again, this is things either coming to a complete standstill as it relates to work, money, finances, or it could also mean that you're being pulled in several different directions, and that's very, very difficult, you know, for you to deal with at this time. Sometimes when the Chariot shows up in the reverse, it means that there's a bunch of things needing our attention, and we just can't do it all. You know, when you say no to something, you're saying yes to something else, and vice versa. So sometimes when you're being pulled in several different directions, it's a time to step back and see what is really necessary. I feel too like when this card shows up, it's also a kind of giving you a heads up to say, hey, you're going to have a lot of things going on. So take care of what you can right now. So when you do get all these things showing up at once, you're not feeling too overwhelmed. All right, but let's go ahead and clarify this for you, Cancer. I'm going to put that there, only because we've got the same card here. So again, you've got some emotional stuff you're working through, Cancer, and I think that is definitely affecting. It's affecting your work, finances, and in some cases, maybe even your money flow. So what else do we need to know for the sign of Cancer as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of May 2020? We have the Knight of Cups here. Reverse, full reverse. Remember, we saw him here. High Priestess, Justice, Strength, all in the reverse. Then we have the Queen of Swords here. All right, Cancer. So, again, we talked about the emotional blocks that I think are kind of coming up for you in the month of May. Also, again, we have the Fool card in the reverse, which means you're just not ready to... It's like you're not ready to kind of start something new, even though your soul is calling out that you want to start something new. Maybe it could be a lack of resources. Maybe the timing is not right. You're also not feeling like intuitively this is something you need to do at this time. It's like you do know you need to go in a new direction, try something different, but you're just not ready. And that's okay. Intuitively, it's not sitting well with you. Intuitively, you're feeling like maybe I've got some more things I need to work on first. There's some decisions being made that affect you indirectly. When I see the Justice card in the reverse position, that means that someone is making decisions and they're affecting you, but you have no control over the decisions that are being made. A lot of times this happens when there's a restructuring in the workplace, or sometimes it happens when your position is being kind of reworked or your responsibilities are changing, something like that. So again, sit tight, because I'm not sure we have everything. We don't know everything just yet, but just know that some decisions are being made that will affect you. Now we also have the Strength card in the reverse. Excuse me, the Strength card in the reverse. Sometimes when I see this, it it means that you could be going through a period of burnout. And you have to be very, very conservative with your energy, and you also need to be conservative with your money. And I say that because this fell onto that Four of Pentacles, and we talked about you being very careful with your spending throughout the month of May. So again, I think this is just kind of reaffirming that, be very, very cautious with how you spend. Again, don't do any extra if you can avoid it. I mean, of course, don't make yourself miserable, but at the same time, just check. Is it really necessary for me to make this investment now? Is it really necessary for me to purchase this right now? Just be very, very on top of your spending throughout the month of May. Finally, we have the Queen of Swords here. The Queen of Swords is all about cutting away the unnecessary. I do see you letting go. Again, we talked about that here. I see you kind of just eliminating some things. Now, I also feel like this is you kind of making a new decision as far as simplifying not only your finances, but just your professional life in general. I really feel like this Queen of Swords is where you kind of just finally step up and you say, I don't need this. I don't want this. I'm going to maybe kind of take some things that I don't necessarily need or want and get rid of it. It's kind of a purging. And I feel like this is not only something that you're going to go through, like I said, professionally, but I do feel like this is something that's going to affect you personally as well. But let's go ahead and see what else comes through for you, Cancer. Yep, you're going through a big shift, a big change, and a big release. Beautiful. All right. Now I can see why I'm feeling a little apprehensive. We have the Seven of Cups reverse, Knight of Pentacles upright, Tower upright, Eight of Wands reverse, Page of Swords reverse, finally the Ten of Cups. You're going to be going through a huge purge, a huge tearing down of something. I'm feeling like this is something work, money, business, investment, financial, prosperity related. It's like, Cancer, you're really going through a huge cleanse, a huge release. You're going to have some options here to do some things, but not all of them are going to excite you. Not all of them are going to be profitable. I'm seeing the things that show up, especially in the end, this final week of May, is more of a distraction. So be very, very careful with where you're spending your time and your money. We have the Knight of Pentacles here, which means there's going to be a whoosh of financial something coming your way, and it's definitely going to be good. Remember, the Knights are all about that swift moving energy. So there's definitely going to be some positive money energy coming your way the last week of May. We have this Tower card. Like I said, it's literally tearing down something so you can rebuild stronger, bigger, better, faster. And I feel like that's definitely going to happen for you, Cancer, as we move throughout the month of May. It's like you finally just get to this point where you're just done. You're ready to kind of knock out all the stuff you don't want. You're ready to make some big changes. You're ready to kind of just do something different, do something bigger, do something better. And you're just not going to wait anymore. You're not holding back. You're not feeling like you're locked in or you're locked down anymore. It's like you're really just ready to do this, and you're ready to do this big. We have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. This just means that things are going to be moving slow in the beginning. You can't control that. You're just going to have to be patient and allow things to kind of unfold in their own timing. Also, we have the Page of Swords here. This is some news and information coming in. This is news and information, something coming in either as it relates to a new business, or it's information about something that is being eliminated. Now, sometimes when we get news about something being eliminated, it's good news. Now, other times, it's not good news. You're just going to have to wait and see on that, okay? However, I'm feeling like this is good news because the very next and final card is the Ten of Cups, one of the most positive cards in the deck. This is the ultimate fulfillment, ultimate content, joy, happiness, everything. It's really going to be interesting how this all kind of unfolds, how this all kind of comes together for you, Cancer. The month is going to feel a little bit of up and down. I'm feeling like May is going to have some highs and some lows, but as we close out the month and as you start taking massive action, as you start making these huge shifts in your life, things come together for you in a very positive way and in a way that you probably could not have planned or expected any better. That's what I'm getting when I see this 10 of Cups. Again, just look for a very positive ending to the month of May. And I'm feeling too like this is going to be, continuing to give you a very good, happy, positive start to the month of June. So overall, Cancer, like I said, your month is just, it's got its ups and downs, highs and lows, but it's really going to be a month of just, shifts, a month of good changes, a month of just things being different, but in a much better, a much more profitable way for you overall. All right, Cancer, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a numerology guidance card. Nice. You got card number 8, manifestation. Maybe that was the word I was looking for as I was reading some of your cards earlier. Especially as it relates to, the Fool card, you kind of walking away from things that don't serve you, and also things coming together in a solid, stable way. Whatever the case may be, you have card number 8, manifestation, and that could be the ultimate that we see here. So the energy is that things are showing up for you, Cancer. They're showing up for you in a good way. It may not feel like it for, little pockets of time here and there, but just know that manifestation is definitely something that you can look forward to in the month of May 2020. All right, Cancer, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful, and I hope it did make sense for you, because I felt a lot of emotions too as I was doing this reading, and so I hope it really gives you some encouragement and some enlightenment. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, observations, feel free to drop those down in the comment section below. And if you are interested in connecting with me for a private reading, I will have that information linked in the description for you as well. All right, Cancer, thank you so much for choosing to spend this time with me. I'll definitely see you again next month.